He's the smooth talking, jive walking, organic banana eating, your favorite vegan farmer, the one and only Adam John.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to the Morning Banana Show. My name is Adam Josh, and this is a vegan farm with banana trees on it. Allow me to pour myself my first cup of French press. Got some organic or bio coffee here, as they say, in a French press. Very hot, and I'm looking forward to having it. Uh, yeah, feel free to snoop around. This is our farm. We finally settled on a name, the L.O.V.E Farmstay. The Lule Off-Grid Vegan Experience Farmstay, or L period love L period O period V period E period love farmstay in the mountains of Portugal. So if you are interested in looking into veganism or want to stay with some crazy vegans like myself on an off-grid campsite, it might be up your alley to come visit us. I got my banana trees here that I've named. The little one where I'm going to get this banana from. That's called Little Kim, and this one's name is Devani. Devani just got a splash of coffee, and I think Devani likes that. So today is April 3rd, 2024. We've got a lot to catch up on, so let's get into it. We'll rip into this banana. I started the Morning Banana Show back in Niagara years ago. As I've said many times, bananas I found were a way to portably eat breakfast and quickly. And I found that it was funny to me, a Scorpio who takes himself too seriously sometimes. It was funny to me to record a show first thing in the morning when I'm still like I'm not mentally awake first thing in the morning. Usually I had a whole rule about no serious conversations until noon. So as I record these videos, like I'm literally, that's my first sip of coffee, my first thing. I'm waking up and I say the most silly things, and then I watch it back later and I laugh at myself because I'm like, was I asleep? Like all I have to do to prep this set is find a tripod. In this case, it's a wheelbarrow upside down that I was working on yesterday. I had a blown tire on a wheelbarrow, and I thought I'm just gonna spray foam that, take the tire tube, inner tube right out, and spray foam it. So far, it's working. I mean, it looks okay. All I have to do is get my phone and a tripod, grab a coffee, and that's the Morning Banana Show. That's the format. The other part of the format is to talk until at least until the banana's done. So in this case, I feel like we're looking at uh, a postcard. Everywhere I look in the mountains of Portugal, I got. So I should preface this by saying they do chemtrail here, but today there are no chemtrails in the sky. There's fluffy blue clouds. You might see some. Probably not behind me. It's a little bit darker there, but out this way to the north and northeast, it looks beautiful. Beautiful natural clouds. And yeah, as you might have noticed since the last Morning Banana Show, we planted. You know, I told you about these guys. We planted some other fruits and veggies, and lately I've been working on the secondary road access. I'm thinking about, other than naming the place, I'm thinking about putting up signs everywhere for fun. Obviously, the sign here would be the Morning Banana Show set. So when you come and visit, it'll be like a pilgrimage. You're gonna see how off-grid vegans do it. You're like, wow, that's the real set of the Morning Banana Show. And maybe you have a sign over there, the fire pit. You have a sign over there, the compost, organic compost. And we'll have a sign for all, where our fruits and veggies are and what they are. That's my thought. Or where the tent is on the property, we could say the sign could be something like the pioneering suite or the pioneers section. I really whipped the foam too thick. I got one of those foam whippers from IKEA. 99 euro, 99 cents. Probably one of the best 99 cents I've ever spent. And look how thick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to IKEA and get the frothing machine. Most likely made in China, but it works really good. 2 batteries. Hmm. Also, since last time we filmed, I dropped a giant rock on my toe here. I'll make it. We moved a gigantic rock over there. I made a stairway inspired by my adopted dad and his property. He had natural stones going down to Lake Ontario, and we helped with all those stone placements and ideas. And there were some things where he went with a contracting company, obviously, and they did a pretty decent job. But obviously, the ideas were all his, and we pitched in a bit here and there with ideas. And I think physically I helped with a little bit. Like we moved some stairs in. I know that, but I don't like taking credit where I didn't do things. But I know that we put in some elbow grease on that one. Inspired by that, I have so many stones around here, and Mr. Klein, little Kim's husband, um, was suggesting yesterday I use some of these many natural stones that we have and make a fire pizza oven. And so, as I was saying on X yesterday to him, everybody and their brother here in Portugal are making pizza ovens. So it's a very common thing, and Desiree has a proclivity to making anything with concrete, so that ties me up in that sense. And I don't really have any feelings about concrete one way or the other, but on this natural off-grid vegan farm stay that we're on, um, I feel like concrete would be a step backward. So we're going to use natural stones that we have here, and maybe make some type of natural mortar out of the super rich clay that we have here, or stack it with stones that you don't have to worry about them toppling over. So that's the idea. Um, but I do appreciate all the ideas. Um, yeah, so we've been focusing on getting the secondary driveway available, which I was able to do. I drove our car through there, and we're going to clear out at the top. So if you have an RV and you're looking somewhere to park your RV that's 10 minutes away from the Faro International Airport, or 15 minutes away from Albufeira, 10 minutes away from Albufeira, or the ocean you could get to if you're a surfer. We drove down to Silvash. We went to the most southern west coast, which is a huge tourist destination. I saw so many RVs there, and I was thinking, if I had an RV and I had driven out all this way from wherever, Scotland, England, Ireland, wherever you guys drive from, Poland, Ukraine, I would love to have an off-grid place to hang out with some fellow vegans. So if you're a vegan or you're interested in veganism, send me a message. We are not living the plugged into the grid um, decadent lifestyle here at L.O.V.E Farmstay. What we're about here is in the mountains, off grid, living off the land as much as we can. Of course, we just started planting these trees, so they're not gonna be giving us bananas, rather than ironically or comically. They're not going to be they're not going to be giving us bananas anytime soon. But the vegetables will sprout. I planted mango trees. So yeah, we have a spot for an RV or two if you'd like to drive here. One thing I noticed, I was doing some market research. I went to some local campgrounds, and a lot of the campgrounds around here offer water hookups and electricity. So the guys who pull in with their RVs are paying $20 or $30 a night for the electricity. They have a communal shower. So we don't have a communal shower here. We don't have water access, and I'm not going to give you 220. I'm on a solar grid for our power, and I don't really feel like sharing it. I could give you I could give you a generator. So we're going to figure all that out. I do have a septic tank that you could dump your poop in, but if somebody's coming here, for example, with an RV and they drive here and they're thinking that they're gonna take 220 and they're gonna, I don't think that's gonna, it's not gonna be what people are expecting. So if you are looking for that off-grid thing and you can drive an RV here, the off-grid experience, this is for you, for sure. And we're vegans, you know, so you're not gonna have any goats or sheep on the property or cows. We got dirt and we got plants and fruits and veggies, and you got us vegans trying to make um, a farm stay and a nice garden here in the mountains of Portugal. And the plants love it. Yeah. So we settled on a name, Love Farmstay. I have the new driveway accessible so somebody could drive in and park there. If you'd like to be our first guest, uh, feel free to send me a message. I have a tent. You can bring your own tent and get a fire pit and yeah, like off-grid living. Spend a night or two with us and see how it grabs you. You know, as a vegan, most of the places that you go to that I've been to in Europe are kind of more like bougie or bourgeois or kind of if they figure if you're vegan you have $1 million to spend on small plates of food, and that's not how we do it. We eat a lot. We eat a lot all the time, and probably the smallest meal I ever have is on the morning banana show, the banana and the coffee. So what else can I tell you? Yeah, you know, Desiree and I are a little bit different. She, as of I think yesterday, just told her parents that, oh yeah, by the way, we bought a farm in the mountains of Portugal and have been living there. Whereas, you know, if you guys follow me on X or my website or on my YouTube channels, you knew before Desiree's family about us buying this property. I told my cousin in America yesterday, and so yeah, I mean it's a big change for a lot of people to buy a farm in Portugal, for sure. But it's something that we had on our minds and that we wanted to do for a long time. We weren't sure about the exact location and the place. Some things you have to leave up to the universe. You have to leave room for miracles, right? And we were leaving room for the miracle of okay, where exactly in the world? We had a list of places that we thought would work. And of course, we ran all our ideas by Desiree's very well traveled father. But in the end, we wound up pursuing an idea that our friend Brian had been given to him through meditation. He was channeling or meditating, and he said, "I had a reading for you." And when he first told us this, it was months and months ago. We were in Canada, and he said, you know, in the reading that he sees us in Portugal. And honestly, it was so out there that we just laughed it off. Okay, you see us in Australia, you see us in Portugal. I mean, what you see us in Egypt? All of it makes no sense to us. We're sitting in Niagara, you know. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quick is that uh, Lisbon, which I've been to many times, has had a flood the other day. They had water just rushing down the roads. They are not equipped for flooding or large torrential rains. We've had, I mean, thankfully, we've had nothing but rain and the occasional breaks of sunny weather like this since we've been here, which is great for the plants. It keeps us away from having to reuse our gray water to water the plants, which we had been doing is reusing our gray water to water the plants on dry days. Something I can teach you on the vegan farm stay. But I don't really know how to say this being here, but it's a touchy subject. But a lot of people in Portugal are convinced that there's a drought. Well, simultaneously, Lisbon has been flooded, and you've had torrential downpours, uh, basically since you know February or March. So sometimes the Orange Man is right, I guess. And there's been a lot of fake news about droughts here, and I mean, farmers are protesting all over, and one of the reasons that the farmers were protesting here is because of the water restrictions. Imagine if you're watering and you're an on-grid farmer. We're off-grid farmers, so I'm not connected to the grid one way or the other. But if you're connected to the grid and you're watering with grid water or city-supplied water, and they tell you to turn it off and you can't use it to water your farm, that would be something worth protesting over, right? These things are happening in the world. The European farmers, when we were there in Germany, in Berlin specifically, they were dealing with a fuel a new fuel tax and a new diesel tax, and I guess that is something that they thought was so unreasonable that they were going to start protesting. I love when I see people use the road. That makes me happy. Usually, there's not a lot of people over here, but anyway, this is the permanent set of the Morning Banana Show. Let me show you the road while we're here. If you stayed this far. Okay, you get to see my tripod setup. Check it out. I fixed that wheelbarrow tire yesterday. And here we go. You get to see, the Morning Banana Show fans get to see what I've been up to here lately. The staircase, as inspired by my adopted dad's stairs. Of course, his are way better than mine, but they're walkable. They look nice. I built a new road access there, so you could drive straight down where that guy just came from. And we're working on this. You could pull in, got a nice rock right there, pull right up to the tree. I'm gonna fix this. I don't know, maybe I'll put a flag there or a big sign on the top. Yeah, and then pull in here. You could pull right in there and then back out here. I'm gonna clear that. Just really needs a weed whacker. Yeah, and then all this, we drove down here the other day. Our fire pit, back down the stairs, and we'll call it a day. Thank you for watching the Morning Banana Show. If you want to check us out, you'll have to send me a message or shoot me an email. Thanks for watching the Morning Banana Show. You guys take care of yourselves and have a great day.